Hi guys, I'm very excited about this episode because I get opportunity to speak with one of my friends. Now, John has an incredible story of many failures before successes. He grew up in Salaga as a cattle boy and at some point he became a cobbler. Then he wrote his WASSCE exam and failed the math, and so he had to take the NOVDEC exam. And even that, his parents couldn't afford to pay for NOVDEC classes. Eventually, he was able to take the NOVDEC exam and he passed the math, and so he came to the University of Cape Coast, which is where we actually met. John was my mate at the University of Cape Coast, and we completed school together in 2015. After our national service in 2016, John struggled to get admission and funding, and so he kept on trying. Eventually, he got a full scholarship from the Clinton School of Public Service at the University of Arkansas to do his master's degree. In this video, John is going to tell us everything that he did to get a full scholarship. Also, he's happily married to an American with 2 kids. He has a dream of becoming the president of Ghana one day. This is something that he used to talk about when we were students at UCC, and I even used to call him Your Excellency. I'm very excited about this video because John is going to teach us how to overcome challenges and how to push through whatever comes our way. These are the sort of content that I want to be bringing your way, and so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider doing so. Also, yesterday was my birthday, and subscribing, liking, and sharing this video will be a great birthday gift to me. Alright, let's get started. Yeah, hi John. Welcome to my channel, and I'm really excited to have you. So you're from Salaga and you grew up as a cattle boy. Can you tell me about that story and how old were you at the time?
Thank you very much, Shabu,
Yeah,
for
thank you.
giving me the opportunity to share my story so that
Mm,
others can listen and be inspired.
yeah, yeah.
I grew up in a village called Capuito, uh,
Mm,
about 7 miles away to or from Salaga. So,
mm,
living in the village, I realized that having cattle was and is still a means to show that you have money. So,
mm,
my father just like any other father, wanted to acquire cattle. So he bought some cattle, female cattle, and then they bring them to the village and mate and multiply. So,
mm,
and they typically have a herdsman or what we call the Fulani.
mm,
So, in the absence of a Fulani,
yeah.
then each family or cattle owner will have to bring somebody to take care of
Mm,
those cattle. So like it will then form a group of boys to take care of the cattle. And I
mm,
was fortunate uh, to be part of
mm,
those group of boys at one point or the other because my father was able to afford cattle. And
mm,
then uh, so we start by milking the cow in the morning, and then we get our milk and go back to our homes and prepare the milk. We use millet,
mm,
sometimes silicon or yam,
mm,
if you have yam.
mm,
And then after we take our breakfast, we take the cattle to the bush to go and graze.
mm.
Um, it's it wasn't a pleasant
Experience,
activity.
yeah. But did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I did
Mm,
enjoy the fact that
yeah.
going out and watching cattle graze. Sometimes you just sit down to relax and
Mm,
observe and see things
yeah.
in the bush. And we wrestle. There was a point. There's some form of wrestling. People wrestle, and it's a form of play.
Yeah, with a
And
cutter, right?
no, like
Oh, okay.
the boys from nearby village, like when
Mm,
we congregate at a place,
yeah.
let me recall, I think we congregate around a river or a stream
Mm,
after the cattle have grazed and they need to drink some
okay.
water. So we go
Mm,
there and then we meet under trees, and while the cattle are grazing, we meet under trees, and uh, boys from other villages too will come, and then we'll have to
wrestle against each
wrestle up
other.
upon. Yes, and I
Ah.
didn't I didn't like it.
But you were forced to do it.
Yes, I was
Ah,
forced to do it because if
wow.
you don't do it, you'll be considered you are weak.
Ah,
And
wow.
and I was very tiny and
Mm,
diminutive. So anytime they wanted to do that, I was fortunate to have
mm,
one cousin. I was older than him, but he was much more muscular
mm.
and could defeat anybody. But unfortunately for me that day, that cousin didn't come. He was ill. So this guy took me and flogged me on the floor. And boy,
That was some experience.
yeah, it was. I
But
was like,
how old were you at the time?
uh, maybe like 10,
Mm.
12, 13 thereabout.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's some story. Some story. And your father was an agribusinessman who sold,
Yes.
according to you, over 30 million tubers of yam
Yes.
to Kumasi, Accra, and other part of Ghana.
Yes.
So,
And
yeah.
I say that it's probably more than 30 million
Mm,
because I grew up observing my father
mm,
buying yams from my village and nearby village
yeah.
and other villages, and even across Togo. There were some point in time that he had to travel to Togo to buy
Uh,
yams. You know,
uh,
from
and he,
Zabzugulu, Tatale, Benduri,
mm,
Yendi, you
mm,
know,
uh,
and those tracks, what Americans will call them semi tracks,
mm,
equivalent to Ghana is the cargo car. He
mm,
could load about 3 or 4 of
uh,
those in a week. And then he goes to
uh,
Kumasi, and then within 2 weeks he's back.
mm,
So
wow.
whilst he was away, I developed interest in just doing something for myself.
Mm,
And one of the things that I observed was also the fact that some cobbler, I
mm,
think there were two guys, one from Salaga and then one from Kujodu.
mm,
And then when they come to mend shoes and repair shoes, I watch how they do it.
mm,
And I finally learned how to make shoes by just looking at how these guys come to make shoes.
mm,
Whilst my father was away doing his yam business, I was there making shoes and making money. Even if he didn't provide money, I
yeah.
still have enough money to take care of myself. And
Mm,
my father was always there providing money and
mm,
taking care of us, even if he was not around.
yeah.
So that uh,
Mm,
activity inspired me to
yeah.
do something for myself. And
Mm,
since then, I don't uh, wait for somebody to tell me to
mm,
do something.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, and you also talk about the fact that familiar people like family and friends
yes,
took advantage of your services. So what
yes.
did that teach you early in life?
I mean, it taught me that if you are business oriented or if you
Mm,
want to do business, you have to separate
yeah,
business from family. If not, your business is going to collapse.
yeah.
And it's not just me.
Mm,
I've observed that from my father that
mm,
people took advantage of him
mm,
because he's a family man. He
yeah.
provides for immediate and extended family. And people will come and borrow money, and he hasn't openly uh, discussed that with me, but I have you know observed it. And it happened to me that when I was a cobbler in the village, I make shoes and repair
Mm,
shoes, and people will come and fix their shoes and they don't want to pay. And because of that, I had developed a book that I kept
mm,
names and the
yeah.
amounts they owe. And I still, I think I, I'm not sure when I come back to Ghana and look in my bag, I'll be able to find that book,
Mm,
that booklet. But I still remember about 3 people
okay.
that their names were there.
So it was like a book of transactions, right?
Yeah, so when
Uh,
somebody brings a shoe for me to repair,
yeah.
I repair it, and then if you don't pay, I write your name
Oh, okay.
inside
Okay.
that book and the
Mm,
amount that
mm,
you're supposed to pay. So one particular man was on top of the list because
mm,
he never paid, and in 2001 when I was migrating from the village to Accra. My father was
Mm.
bringing me. I spoke to one uncle, my late uncle,
Yeah.
Uncle Samson.
Mm.
I spoke to him and he sat me down and said, "Hey, boy, look, you know, yes, you have proved to me that these people owe you, but you know how the village people are. When
Yeah.
they get to know you going to Accra, they may try to do something to you. So
Yeah.
just don't go and ask them. Just,
Yeah. Let it go. Yeah.
let it go." And then, based on that advice, I just moved on.
Mm.
And there
Wow.
were some family members I knew they couldn't pay. But if they bring their shoe, I was doing just fixing the shoe for them as a way of sacrifice or service.
Mm.
Yes,
That's interesting.
yeah.
So, with everything that was going on at the time, from the village and then finally you moved to Accra and all of that, did you actually think your life could turn out this way, like you be in the US, at this stage in your life? Did you think that was possible? Did you envision that?
Uh, to be honest, in the village,
Yeah.
people that knew me, they always see me as an inquisitive child. That was a nickname they gave me because
Okay.
I could gather information
Mm.
that they are not expected.
Yeah.
So, growing up in the village, I always knew that I wouldn't be in the village.
Mm.
But I didn't know that I would be traveling to the
Yeah.
United States, you know.
Yeah. So like
And
you knew you were different.
yes, I always knew
Mm.
that I was a different child,
Mm.
looking at the circumstances that I found myself.
Yeah.
And among my childhood colleagues, I was always viewed
Mm.
as an inquisitive child.
Mm.
That where elders are seated, you will find me there. Somebody will have to chase me away.
Yeah.
And because of that, some people were like, "Oh, this is as for me. I'm very inquisitive." And apart from becoming a cobbler in the village as well, I was into making trucks, like what you call the truck pushing. You
Mm.
know, the truck. If I believe you have seen the truck that I'm about to describe, the one you go to, for example, like Kaneshi, somebody will buy goods, they'll put it on it and push.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Mm.
I know that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I couldn't make that exact. I couldn't make like a more mechanic one with the rubber ties and like
Mm.
a lorry tie. No, no, no. But I was able to design and make exactly or something similar using the tree. Like we find a very sizable tree that we cut and shape the tree to make the car ties, the truck ties, and fix it.
Mm.
And then we take it to the farm and cut uh, dry beans, dry okra, dry pepper, and
Mm.
take money from women.
Mm. Wow.
So,
Uh,
yeah.
that's some story. So, knowing that you were different and all of that, it didn't mean life was going to be easy because, in 2008, when you took the WASSCE exam, you actually failed your maths exam,
Yes.
and you had to prepare for the NOVDEC. Your dad, didn't know about this. So, how did you break the news to your dad, and how did he take it?
Yes. So it was a mixed feeling
Mm.
because in my family, as at that time, no one has ever uh, written WASI
Wow,
and passed.
that's some story.
Yeah. Even not just WASI, like the BEC.
Mm.
I was the
Wow.
first person in my family,
Yeah.
I mean my immediate family,
Yeah.
and possibly in my village,
Mm.
and then in my mother's village to get very good grades in
Wow, man.
BEC. And then at the high school level, when
Mm.
I wrote my uh, when I wrote my WASI in 2008,
Yeah.
checking the results, I had an F. I think, is it F9? Yeah, F9
F9,
in,
yeah. That was F9, yeah.
and I was so sad
Mm.
that I've had A, B, C, and then some A's and B's and
Yeah.
one F. So I was sad for a moment, and I'm like, how can I tell my father that I had failed, because he was very hopeful that I'll get it
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
So I remember walking from Zongo Market. We used to
Mm.
live in Zongo.
Mm.
When you go to Zongo, there's some houses at Zongo Market. So we used to live there. I walked from there, passed through Otabel's church.
Mm.
Uh, I forgot the name that we used to give to that place.
Mm.
And then went to the market, and I was waiting. My father was busy. It was early in the morning. He was busy arranging yams and instructing boys to pack the yams, and
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's like when he saw my face, he knew I had something to say.
Yeah.
But he just waited, and I also waited, and I went to sit down in the shed, and
Mm.
immediately he entered his office, and then I went inside, and he asked me what is it, and I said, "Oh, I was there for a while. I was holding the printout,
Mm.
and I told you that, oh, this is what had happened, to somebody who could not read and write.
Yeah.
So whatever thing I was telling him doesn't really make sense. So fortunately for me, there was one man. His name is Joseph
Mm.
Japan.
Mm.
He had taught me in primary school, and he also found his way to Accra.
Mm.
So he came in, and he was looking for my dad. He told him my father was in the room. And then when he came in, I'm like, oh, okay, this man is here. So I just handed the thing to him, and he read it. He's like, oh, John, you did very good, but you
Mm.
failed your mathematics. I said, that's what I'm trying to tell my dad. And
Mm.
he told my dad that, oh, what I had, he had not seen that grade
Before.
in, like he hasn't seen that. He said even himself,
Mm.
during his time, he didn't get this type of grade.
Mm.
And he left. And my father asked me, so what's the next step? And I told him that, oh, I want to register uh,
For the
NOVDEC.
deck, yeah.
Yeah, so by that time, I had already done my research,
Mm.
and I knew that I was going to Action Progressive Institute.
Mm.
So he told me, I just gave him everything. He's like, oh, okay, he
Mm.
can't pay this amount of money.
Mhm.
Uh, he cannot make one-time payment. I said, don't worry, they accept hard payment.
Mm.
And he said, am I sure? I said, yes. So he gave me the money. I never touched it. I never did anything. I went. Anytime I receive it, I go and pay.
Mm.
But it it was a very challenging
Mm.
experience, because at that time too, my parents had moved or had left Abosokai. From Zongo, they crossed to Abosokai. Then from
Mm.
Abosokai, they left Abosokai to where they are currently staying now, at
Mm.
his house in Olebu. I
Mm.
was left alone because, like, the rent. I think they still have a year rent at that place, so I
Oh,
stayed.
okay. Okay. That
So
makes
that
sense.
enabled me to travel from Abosokai. I walk from Abosokai to Seka,
Wow.
yeah, every day,
Wow. So
and then
easy.
I will leave around 1 or 12.
Wow.
Mosquitoes will bite. If you know Circle very well, when you get to Circle from Abosokai to Circle, the Action is on your right, and it's
Mm.
very close to Kwale Lagoon.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I put in a lot of work, and
Mm.
steadied,
Yeah.
and God being so good, I wrote and I had it.
Mm. So did you register for only the math, or because people say if you register for only one, it doesn't help. You have to always, even if you fail only one, like you have to register for two classes. Or what did you do?
Yes, I had wanted to register for one, and when I
Mm.
got there, if you pay for only one subject, it was better to just include about two or three
Okay.
rather than paying for, because if you the I forgot the exact rate. The difference
Yeah.
was just like
Very
maybe
small.
10.
Not
Uh-huh.
significant. Okay.
I just decided
Mm.
to register.
Oh, okay.
I think I did four. I ended up
Mm.
writing for
Mm.
maths, uh, government, integrated science, and
Mm.
one other course like that.
Okay. So you eventually came to ECC after taking the NOVDEC.
Yes,
The NOVDEC was in 2009, right?
yes,
So I know we started ECC together in 2011. So what did you
mhm.
do during that time?
Yeah. So when I wrote NOVDEC, it
Mm.
came out and I passed. Initially, I had wanted to go to KNUST.
Yeah.
They had this political science course.
Mm.
I had wanted to go and do political science,
Mm.
and I applied there. It didn't work,
Mm.
and I didn't get it. Uh, and then in between that, I was helping my father to sell yams. So when he sells the yams, I would take the money, maybe like 10,000, 20,000, thirty
Mm.
thousand. Take the money to the bank to deposit.
Mm.
Because he has some business account at Access Bank. I
Mm.
think, yeah, it was Intercontinental Bank, very close to Sikkins.
Mm.
Either I go to that place or I go to Circle.
Mm.
Uh, very, I think close to Bichubilante Circle. There's a Ghana Commercial Bank. So when people come to sell yam because of armed robbery, sometimes
Yeah.
I take the money and go to the bank and
Mm.
deposit it in my late uncle's account.
Mm.
And then when the money hits the account, we call him and he withdraws the money and give it to the people that were supposed to be given.
Mm.
So I
And
was,
mm.
yeah,
And you attribute a lot of who you are today to your dad. So what did you learn from your dad? What did he
my
teach you?
father is, yeah, my father is very humble.
Mm.
Uh, he's very hardworking. He likes to give a lot. In fact, he's still
Mm.
giving even if he doesn't have.
Mm.
And watching a man do those things without having enough economic resources, and the fact that because of, I don't know, maybe because of the way he gives, that people like him to be in
Mm.
leadership position, or it is just a natural thing.
Mm.
My father is is someone that even his peers will want him to be in a meeting to solve some family
Mm.
and other issues.
Mm.
And
I see.
I just love the way the man is. It's very simple and he cares a lot about other people.
Mm. So you came to UCC in the year 2011. What did you
Yes.
study and when did you graduate?
Yes. So I was fortunate to be accepted or offered admission to come to the University of Cape Coast to study.
Mm.
Uh, the first year they will give you,
Yeah.
I had economics and sociology and geography.
Yeah.
And after the first year, I dropped economics and focused on geography and sociology.
Mm.
And the third year, I wanted to drop geography, but after consultation with Kobna Kofrobo, he's now a
Mm.
doctor,
Yeah.
he
I know
advised me
him.
not to.
Mm.
So I ended up combining sociology and geography.
Mm.
And I will say it again that going to the University of Cape Coast is one of the best things that has ever happened to my professional development
Why do
as
you
far
say
as
that? Why do you say that?
because of uh, the things that I've learned whilst being away from my parents. If you are the first male child of where I'm coming from, they
Mm.
place high premium on you, and there are certain things that you are not allowed to do as a boy. There's too much reverence and respect
And
that they give
protection.
you and
Mm.
protection they give you. So, uh, studying at University of Cape Coast gave me the opportunity to do things that ordinarily I wouldn't have done, like
Mm.
cooking. Uh,
Mm.
I know I started cooking at Abosokan, but when I went to University of Cape Coast, I kind of graduated from just cooking yam to making palava sauce and making very nice
Yeah.
live soup.
Yeah,
And
I actually know you cook very well.
thank you. Now the
Yeah.
cooking has gone to a different level.
Now you make tacos and all of that because of your
Yeah,
wife.
I make tacos. We make tacos. I cook jollof wache,
uh, uh,
fufu, banku. I make kebab.
that's nice.
Anything. Yeah, cooking has become one of the
Mm.
things that I really enjoy because I believe that I have a lot to give,
Mm.
and me being able to give that depends on how healthy I
Yeah.
am. And I don't want to go to hospital. And the best way you can prevent going to hospital is to eat healthy.
Yeah.
So I like to cook
Mm.
and eat good meals.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when did you decide to study in the US? Was it after school or after national service? Like when did you make that decision? And
Oh,
how was the journey like?
no, 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 no. Like, in the beginning, you asked me if I knew I was,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, I always have that in me that I will study abroad.
Mm.
And anytime I raise that topic with my father, sometimes he's not happy, not because he doesn't want me to go far. He
Yeah.
was like, oh, I'm just trying, in his ways, I'm trying to educate you and your kid brothers and sisters in Ghana. And I'm struggling. And I don't even have that money to send you to abroad because back home, when someone travels, they hear of them being charged a lot of money. Those times,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
50,000 Ghana cedis,
Yeah.
100,000 Ghana cedis. So he thought that he has to cough out that money again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so my mother would say, oh, you know what? Don't worry. Just keep it in your heart. So one of the things that I do is that I like to meditate on things that I want to do in my mind. I meditate a lot in my mind. So it wasn't it started, I think, in junior high school. I
Mm.
found a book that has names of colleges and their admission cutoff point, like SAT. I always wanted to, that was the first exam that I wanted to write. And I wrote that exams in 2013. So I wrote SAT into 2013. And I think it was before June. I forgot the exact date. So, and when I wrote first time, I had 1,079 or so.
That wasn't actually bad.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, you could have actually gotten some scholarship to
I could have, I'm
do your
coming to that
bachelor's
point.
degree. Yeah.
So I wrote and I wrote that Ghana International School.
Mm.
And I had that grade. And I was in level 2013. So
Maybe
UCC
maybe 200,
2011.
maybe 200 or so.
Yes, 200. So, and then when I received the score, the first person I called was Dr. Kwabena Football at the
Mm.
geography department.
Mm.
And he said, wow, that's good. Uh, and I said, okay, I want to press on this. So, John, I know you like politics and you are good, and that's a good step. And
Yeah.
he sat me down and said, look, I have gone far with UCC. So I should
Yeah.
just graduate from UCC and then go and do my master's.
Mm.
So he was the one that convinced me.
Mm.
And then I'm like, okay. So
That makes
I kind
sense.
of I kind of relaxed, and
Mm.
so I was researching and applying. So I've applied to several schools. I've applied to schools in China, Papua New Guinea, Taiwan, Brazil, this
That's a long
Norway.
list.
I'm telling you, the list
Wow.
was at least 35 schools.
Wow.
And the United States was not on my list at all. It's not that I'm bragging, but I'm telling you the honest truth.
Were you scared? Did you doubt yourself? Because US is more like the ultimate. So if you decide not to apply to the US, probably means you doubted yourself. Or what was it about? Why didn't you apply to the US?
Like one of the reason why I think I didn't apply was because of their admission system. When it come to, I didn't really understand the English
Mm,
proficiency
stuff.
and
Okay. Mm,
stuff. I didn't know that I could use my WASSCE result like I do now. So like I didn't really want to. And I'm like,
mm.
oh, as for US, it may be when we are into politics, politics was fixed in my head.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like fixed.
yeah,
So like UK, China, I've applied to a number of schools and I even tried to get fan scholarship, you know, and all of that didn't work. So the last what made me to consider US was
mm,
after multiple attempts
mm,
to get admitted somewhere else and I couldn't make it. And the last one was uh, a scholarship program to go to Tsinghua University in China, one of the best. It's a top university that
mm,
the prime minister, even the president, that's where they went.
mm,
So I got rejected in 2015 whilst we were still in school. I
mm.
had not completed. I got to the final stage and I got rejected. So immediately after graduation, they sent me another email that since I was a finalist in the interview, the
Yeah,
2016 one was open, and when you were admitted, it's free tuition and you get a stipend. I think
yeah.
$600 to $700, and you get a laptop.
Mm,
And I think is a Lenovo laptop also, and then they'll give you a mobile phone. And I was like, okay, I was very confused that I would get it.
yeah.
And then I didn't make it. So I was very sad. I'm like, I'm not going to apply
To
to
China
places.
again.
So
Mm,
let me try
the
other
US.
places. I didn't try US straight away. I tried in Germany.
Mm,
There's a school called, this is the name of the school, was it Willy Brandt School of Public Policy.
mm,
So I researched on that, and they were describing their public policy as public service.
mm.
There was a phrase in that statement that said their public policy is for public service. And I didn't understand what public service was. So I took my phone and Google what is public service. The first thing that popped up was the Clinton School of Public Service.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because I know that's bit of the story.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the first thing that
Wow.
popped up was this Clinton School of Public.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
I go to the Clinton School of Public Service too. So I was reading the school. I'm like, oh, okay, the
Wow.
school is Clinton. So me, I didn't really think that when I come to the Clinton School of Public Service, I'll be
Mm.
meeting the president and his family. And
That
then
that picture was something else, man. That
yeah, so I
picture.
put in application, and that was the two schools.
Mm,
Or I put in that the two schools in 2016, late part of 2016.
mm.
So I put in application, and then I got offers from both schools. And the Germany school, their system is in such a way that you have to create a certain account
Mm.
to be able to go. So when I received the offers, there was no substantial funding from both
Yeah.
schools. The Clinton
Yeah.
school offered me $5,000, and I called Dr. Kufroboy again, and I spoke to him, and he said, "Okay, both schools didn't offer something very enticing, but
Yeah.
he will advise me to choose the United States. That he had studied in Germany and the language barrier, though the medium of instruction for that course would be in English. After class, it's German, and I
Yeah.
have to start all over again, learn
Mm.
German language, and then so I decided to drop that
Wow.
one and focus on the Clinton School.
Wow.
And if you know me, I'm a very spiritual person, so
Mm.
I keep praying about it. And one day I met one lady, one woman, my godmother, and she uh, told me about traveling. She said it was not the first time that she saw that I have attempted several times
Mm.
and I didn't make it. But since she has seen me there, she'll work with me to ensure that I get what I deserve. And
Mm.
she didn't know how I applied to Clinton School, but she just told me that she see me receive a very substantial amount of money to go study. So when I received the Clinton School offer letter
Offer.
and it was
Yeah.
5,000, I showed to her. She said, "Oh, it's good," but that is not what she saw. He said, "God cannot." That was what she told me. So later on in the process, I received another email from the school administrative staff, Alex Thomas,
Mm.
that I was selected to receive to receive a Rotary scholarship worth $45,000.
I remember that. Yeah. That was in 2017, right?
Yeah, that was in 2017.
Mm.
So that email came in June, and then I
Yeah.
filled the form. They took me through the process. I filled the form. The offer letter came, I think, 31st July.
Mm. Yeah, it was really late. Like I remember
Yeah, it
at
was
that
late,
time. Yeah, really
31st
late.
July, and the school orientation starts on 14th August.
Mm.
So by that time, my I-20 had been issued,
Mm.
and they sent me
Yeah.
the I-20, which
Didn't have the
didn't have
scholarship, right? Which didn't
the
have the
scholarship.
scholarship. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went for the visa. I think it was 9 August or so.
Mm.
And I was denied. It was a Wednesday, and then I needed help. That was when I
Mm.
was now calling people, and then I got to you. And I
Mm.
called you and say, "Hey, this is what is going on." And you said, "Okay, if it is shipping the I-20, I will do it for you." And then you helped me ship the I-20. And then one app, I updated, you helped me ship the I-20. I went for the visa on the following week. And then I got it. Even before that, I had issue with uh, paying of service fee.
The service fee, yeah.
Yes. And it was you helped me to pay the service fee as well.
With the help of your friend,
Yes,
who sent, yeah.
who send the money and then you help
Yeah.
me to pay. So anywhere I go, I always
But
mention.
but but also you remember when you came to the US and then I had changed program and then I needed a bank statement. Because that money was deposited into your account, I was able to use your bank statement to
Yes,
get I-20. That money was a lot of money. I was like, man, this guy,
I'm telling you,
all this money for you.
I met someone, I met a Ghanaian man, and he said, "Man, I've been sitting on this money. If I met
Yeah.
him, he would have turned things around for me." I said, and one thing about me is that, when you want to have a relationship or a business with you, and like that money was for tuition, it was for school, use it to pay your tuition, your living
Mm,
expenses.
mm,
So I didn't want to touch it and use it to do any other thing.
yeah.
But some people were advising me to use it for business,
Mm,
but I just refused.
mm. That's fine. But were you the first Ghanaian who got that scholarship, or others had
Yes,
already got?
I was the first Ghanaian who received that scholarship.
Mm,
And after I received that scholarship and posted it online, a lot of people reached out to me,
mm,
and I was able to help two people receive it.
mm,
And actually, so far, three people that I've helped to receive it, but only one person was able to receive to be here to study and receive the funds. The two other guys, two other people are still in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
And their time, the scholarship went from 45,000 to 50,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So the two guys in Ghana, one is one of my close friends. And then the other is a lady. Yeah, they couldn't make it. I don't know what happened. They went for interview and.
Oh, so they received the scholarship, but then they failed at the visa interview.
Yes, they failed.
Wow, that's strange because if you
and
have a scholarship
went
like
there.
that.
So I think they went there 3 times or so.
Wow.
And even what is shocking is that what is shocking is that the president of Rotary wrote a letter to the consulate in Ghana, pleading that they should allow the two to come and study and that they will go back, which is not even the condition of the scholarship, that when you study, you go back to Ghana.
Yeah.
And they still failed.
Maybe they couldn't prove themselves that they are legitimate students or something, you know.
I don't know. And interesting, one of them, I'm very like two of them. I'm close to two of them, and all of them went to UCC.
Wow.
One of them is our mate. The other is a lady. She graduated after we graduated. So one of my friend, the guy, he told me that when he presented the I-20 to the person interviewing him, the man looked at the I-20 and told him that he couldn't find Rotary scholarship written on the I-20 because he got his offer letter, the scholarship letter. I went and posted the I-20. I took it from the International Student Center and posted it. It was express, I think about $150.
Yeah, those times we used to mail I-20s to people. You know, when somebody gets the I-20, you actually have to spend over $100 to post it to the people, which wasn't a small thing, you know. But yeah, now it's different. Now they just download it.
Yeah,
you know.
When
Now,
COVID came, they
COVID changed a lot of things. Yeah.
So that guy couldn't make it. He said he asked him. I think the question was, who was the sponsor, and he mentioned Rotary, and the man said he could not find Rotary on the I-20, but the Rotary was captured. I took the I-20. So that story, I don't know.
Maybe, you know, people will not tell you the truth all the time. So maybe there was something more than that. You know, maybe he lied, or you know, about something, and you know, all of this, because sometimes you will lie without actually realizing that you've lied. You know, so
yeah,
all of
I
these
think
things.
the lady made a mistake because that year the brother was graduating from a university, I think in New York. So she went for
B1 B2 visa.
She was denied.
So
when she was denied, she was filling the DS60 form and then put the brother's name again that she was going to meet the brother. That was what got her denied. I think so.
That affects, that is something about her
because
ties.
later on, when I reviewed the DS60, I realized that was a mistake, and I called her and said, I told her that, if you don't understand anything, let me help you, because they asked her a question who she was going to meet, and I think she mentioned the brother. I said, no, you are not serious.
Yeah, I mean, you are coming to study, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what did you study at the University of Arkansas?
Yes. So the first master's that I did was the master's degree in public service, which is modeled according to how President Clinton, did his public service, like his work as president of the United States, like to serve humanity, irrespective of who or where you find yourself. And that degree is specialized in field. So after theory, you go to the field, and they are very good on projects, field research project. You do evaluation, monitoring and evaluation, and then communication. Yes. And then after I graduated from that program, I worked
on OPT.
Yes, I worked on OPT.
Okay. For 1 year, right?
Yes, from 1 year, and then I went back to University of Arkansas at Little Rock. This time around, not Clinton School, but they are in the same system. I wanted
The same school but different department, right?
only is the Clinton School is on its own,
Oh, okay.
and the University of Arkansas at Little Rock is on its own, but they are in the same system.
Mm.
They have a system that, like, let's say, UG, UCC, Tech, they are in the same system. When you put in one application, when you are putting an application, you choose the one that you want to go,
I
and
see.
the governing body that award the degree is the same.
Okay,
So
so to understand you better, at University of Arkansas there is Masters in Economics. At the Clinton School of Public Service there is also a Masters in Economics. Does that
no,
is that
the Clinton School of Public Service is an autonomous university
mm.
that issues a degree. Their specialty, they have only one degree, is
Oh, okay.
Masters in Public Service. Now that they have a concurrent degree, that if you are at the Clinton School, you can add JD, which is
Mm.
your doctorate, and then uh, another. I think they have public health that
Okay.
you in collaboration with other universities.
Okay. I
Uh-huh.
get the point. Okay.
And then we have the University of Arkansas at Little Rock,
Mm.
and this is a very big university, bigger than the Clinton School.
Mm. So you went back to university. You went to University of Arkansas to do another master's degree, right?
Yes, yeah, the master's degree in business information systems and analytics. Because after the Clinton School,
Mm.
I realized that the program is good, but it will not really serve immigrant well. To succeed
Mm.
in America as an immigrant, you have to be above the average American. You
Mm.
have to have a different skill set
Mm.
to be able to live an American dream.
Yeah.
If not, uh, you will end up doing double work, which I didn't want to.
Mm.
And I thought that a master's degree in business information systems and analytics, and this particular degree is categorized as STEM.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been curious in data analytics, and I wanted to learn something more. And
Okay.
then that motivated me to enroll in that program.
Okay.
And
Mm,
mhm,
but if you already took advantage of your OPT, then even if the program is STEM, there is no way you can use the OPT because
yes,
you can only
I
use it
was,
once.
yes, I was aware of that.
Yeah. I'm asking this because you mentioned STEM, so then I was like, but you've already used the OPT.
Yes, I've
Okay.
already. So I wasn't looking up to using another OPT.
Okay. Okay.
I just,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
this is what I wanted. Let me get
Mm,
it.
okay.
And initially, I was considering PhD, but I felt like, man,
You didn't have time for that.
I didn't have time for that. And even that I wrote
GRE?
GRE. Yes, I wrote
Mm.
GRE,
Oh
and
wow.
I wrote GRE. I got average mark. I
Mm.
applied for PhD. I got admitted, and the funding was not good,
Ah.
so I didn't do it. And then
Mm.
I ended up doing the business information systems and analytics, where I got the opportunity to see this programming. I'm not coming from the
Yeah.
science background, so
Yeah.
I was a bit intimidated.
How many years was that?
It's 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
then I graduated in 2022.
Mm. 2022.
Yes.
Okay. Then after you graduated, you decided to get an online certification, right? In data
Yes. Well,
analytics.
after I graduated, before I graduated, I got married, and then
Oh,
the
okay.
baby came in.
Mm.
And by that time, my wife was working,
Mm.
and she was like, okay, you just graduated, you are looking for a job, and it's hard to get a job.
Yeah.
So why don't you be at home and take care of the little one, and keep applying and see if you get a
Mm.
job. And then we send the baby to school.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense. Yeah.
in between that, I was just applying and taking care of our daughter.
Mm,
And I got a job along the way. I got a job with the health department, the Arkansas Department of Health, as a
mm,
research and statistical manager, where
mm,
I'm part of about how many are we? Four other working with four other people
mm,
uh, on
mm,
data management and data. About 70% of the job is data management and 30% is data analytics.
mm,
And it has to do with hospital discharge data,
mm,
very sensitive data.
mm. I think you asked me about data stuff some time ago when you were either beginning or in the middle of the program, something like that. There was a
Yes,
time, yeah, you were asking me about all those data stuff. I think was it Python or something like that? You're
yes,
asking me about that. Mm.
yeah.
And
Python and SQL.
yeah, those stuff, yeah. And I know you did several internships, right? Can you tell me about
Yes,
them?
yes. I keep telling international students that one of
Mm,
the key selling points of your resume is internship. Americans value, in as much as they value the CGPA,
mm,
if you have internship, it can lead you to a very lucrative job.
mm,
So based on that, I did one or two internship,
mm,
and sometimes it's good, but when you are doing the internship, you have to be very intentional. You
mm.
you look for what you are
What do
like, what you
what
want to do.
aligns with your career, right?
Yes,
Mm,
and I think is one of the reasons why I struggled to land a
mm.
job immediately after university, because I didn't really uh,
Pay
look at
attention
that.
to. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
I got
were they paid internships?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes, they were paid internship. For example, my internship with the Clinton School,
Mm,
the first one was not paid. It was
mm,
a good project, but the second one, and the
mm.
third one, they were paid.
Okay.
And even the one of them, I got an award for that. It
Oh
was a
wow.
school, yeah, it was a
Congrats.
school project summer,
Mm,
and I did the research on immigrants. There is a non-profit organization that specializes in welcoming, like helping immigrants to resettle in
mm.
Arkansas. And they asked me to conduct public perception,
Oh,
how the
okay.
public perceive receiving immigrants in Arkansas. And then I did the research, and then at the end of the day, I don't know, they like it and the school liked it. And
It means you did a good job.
yeah, I got some coins. And
Oh wow. So this was during the second master's degree, right?
yeah, this one was the first.
Oh,
And then
first.
even, yeah, the second master's degree too had a scholarship.
Mm.
You know,
So it means that the second master's degree, you didn't have to pay any school fees out of
no, no,
pocket,
no, no,
right?
no.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to pay tuition because I was a graduate research assistant.
Mm, okay. Okay.
And
Mm,
I received some stipend, and then the
mm,
school fee.
wow. Uh,
The,
and what about your picture with Bill Clinton? Like the first time I saw it, this was probably was it 2018 or 2019? I was
that
like,
was
wow.
2017. The first,
2017.
yeah,
I was like,
2017.
wow, man, like that picture is really nice. So tell me about that. Like, how come? Like, how did you get close to Clinton for you guys to have that kind of picture?
You know, being a Clinton school student has a lot of advantages, and that
Mm,
picture is one of those advantages.
wow.
Because if you are a Clinton school student, you get the opportunity to meet the Clintons family
Wow.
one on one, especially during Christmas break. So he will fly in,
mm,
to book a place, and ask you to RSVP,
mm,
add your guest name, and they will do some background check. And
wow.
you know,
So
so In 2017, that was my first time meeting him, and we had Christmas party, and
uh,
we went, and when you get before you meet him, they will prep you.
mm,
Yeah, that's what they do. Before you meet them, they will prep you. There are some things you don't have to say. You don't have to. Uh,
wow.
they tell us to ask him questions relating to his work, and there are some areas that I don't want to. They will tell
Mm.
you.
Well, like private stuff, or maybe things
Yeah,
that
private stuff.
like media propaganda and stuff like that. You can't
Yeah, they
ask
will
him.
tell you you don't ask, and you call him. If you don't call his name, just say Mr. President. You know.
Mm. You call
But
him. What do you mean by you call him? So you can just say Clinton.
no. You say Mr. Uh, uh, uh,
Either
you
Mr.
say
President.
you, is President Clinton
Okay,
or Mr. President.
Mr. President. Okay, okay.
If you don't want to, don't or you say secretary. If it is the wife, it's Secretary Clinton.
Mm. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
So we went, and then he said hello, and I say hi. Yeah, and I told him that, oh, my name is John.
Mm.
I'm from Ghana. He said,
Wow.
wow. And
Wow.
interestingly, growing up, I used to have a picture of him and Rollins. I
Ah.
don't know who gave me that picture.
Ah.
So I
Wow.
was telling him about that picture.
Mm.
And he told me that, yes, it's true. He
Yeah.
came to Ghana in
Yeah.
92. And he
Mm.
was telling me that, oh, Ghana is a lovely place, and he would
Mm.
love to go to Ghana.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was a wonderful experience.
Ah.
But the security wouldn't let you spend too much time.
Mm.
Yeah, so everything was quick. The
Too
man,
fast. Yeah.
he likes to talk if you are engaging.
Mm.
He will spend time with you, but the security will not let you talk plenty because there are other guests. And we shook hands, and we left. After that, there were several moments we met. We asked
Mm.
him questions, public service, whether he missed the presidency and what he's seeing. Uh, like in those days, can he compare? And the wife too. We shook hands, and
At the time,
yeah,
the wife was an aspirant, right?
yes,
At that time, okay.
yeah.
Mm. Wow.
The wife was an aspirant, and there were too much.
News about it, right?
Yeah, security was.
Very tight.
Yeah, it was very tight,
Wow.
and it's very funny.
Mm.
I didn't even know. He was moving with some security, and I didn't even know that one of the security people. I think it was a lady. She came to me, and just like we were talking about him, and she
Mm.
came and she joined us. And we didn't say anything bad,
Yeah.
But later
Wow.
on, I realized that, oh,
Wow. That's
yeah,
interesting. That's interesting.
yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, you have presidential ambitions and you want to be the president of Ghana one day. So, my first question about this is this influenced by your dad, like you seeing your dad, like kind of most of the time representing his people, and most of the time settling disputes and stuff? Like, was that the reason why you want to be the president?
Oh, uh,
A little
it's
bit of that.
yeah, it's
Mm,
like father like son.
yeah.
What the father does, and if it is
Mm,
something good, but uh, it's
yeah.
something that I always,
You feel like it's inside you.
yeah, I feel like it's
Mm,
inside me that I'll be
mm.
a good
And
person.
when you met Clinton, like, so for me, when I saw the picture, I was like, this guy always wanted to be president. So meeting, it's like, oh wow, okay. Then it looks like something is going in that direction. So
Yeah,
did you feel like that?
yeah.
Mm.
I feel like even back then, I think I've I've seen Rollins, though
Yeah,
I have not I have not shook hands with him.
yeah.
There was a point in time he came to Salaga,
Mm.
and then the bastards, like, we went to the ground, and I managed to crawl. I
Mm.
was going to touch him,
They didn't allow you.
And somebody held me. When I turned like this, it was
The
a
security
soldier man.
personnel. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I've shook hands with Tamils before.
Uh, so
I've shook.
whenever those things happen, you always felt like, this thing, man, they are passing something on to me. Or did you feel like that?
Oh, of course, of course.
Uh,
It feels nice to
yeah.
to
Be
be
able to do
around
that.
with
Yeah.
great people. But sometimes, if you are not careful, you get carried away.
Yeah. But so my question is, with this presidential admission, how come at UCC you didn't try to become, let's say, RSRC president or even department president? Something like something that I was always thinking about. Like, why didn't you try? Was it because financially you couldn't afford all those campaign stuff? What was the reason?
I mean, like that's a good question.
Mm,
I have, I was very close to Dr. Kofrobo.
mm.
You know that, or you don't know?
No, no, I mean, even if I didn't know, like in this
Yeah,
conversation, I've heard of his name many times.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was very close. Oh, he could come to my room.
Mm,
Let me tell you, there was some point in time when there was doom so
yeah.
he would come to my room and come and mark exams
Mm,
paper.
mm. Yeah, he's actually very down to earth. Like,
Yeah,
it
he
wasn't,
was.
he taught me, in level 100, we all did geography.
Yeah,
And I dropped geography after level 100. So I remember in level 100, second semester, I think he taught human geography, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and he's actually very down to earth. Just
yeah.
that, I mean, because I didn't do geography for long, so I didn't really have any relationship with him. But yeah, he's actually cool. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, one of the reasons why
Mm,
I didn't even consider, like, I didn't see campus politics as something that can propel me to national height.
mm,
One, and what I saw on campus uh, is more like what we are seeing now that we don't like it. You
mm.
know, the thing is campus, but the way people were carrying themselves, and I saw some corruption.
Yeah, I mean, it's campus politics, so it's like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I felt like if I was not ready, if I went to do it, I'll be corrupt.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
not healthy. Yeah.
so I didn't want to. And I saw a lot of things that people were doing, and
Mm, yeah.
and
That
I,
makes
I,
sense.
wa- I wasn't really interested. Even right after school, I went back to Accra and I started at the ground. I was a polling station secretary,
Okay. Yeah.
and I've met I've met some people
Mm.
even before coming back to the scholarship. Is very funny. So
Yeah.
when I received the scholarship letter,
Mm,
when I received the admission letter from the Clinton School,
mm,
I spoke to my father, and he said he doesn't have money, but he was going to send me to some people to help me. And I went to see one minister. He's very close to my father then, but now they don't. I don't think my father talks to him.
mm.
So I went to see him, and he didn't really offer any help.
It's not
And
easy.
even there is this minister. If I mention his name, he's one of the. He's still a minister.
Mm,
He's a cabinet minister. And I went to see him too. He
wow.
couldn't do anything. He was telling me to do the things that I already know how to do it. He was telling me to go get a bank statement. But I knew they could not help me, but I didn't want to disrespect my father.
Mm, yeah.
So, and the man offered the current minister now. I went there with one. So my father sent me, asked me to go with another elderly man, and we went to the minister's house. So when we got there, the minister said what he wanted to say, you know,
Mm.
and he gave us 100 Ghana. And
For transport.
transport. And I told the other man that I will not take it. And the man said, no, no, no. If I don't take it, it will be a disgrace.
Mm.
And I told the man that I didn't come here for money. So the man was shocked. And he went to the market and he was telling my father, he said, man, he said, I have been going to see the minister with other youths. But as for your son, he did something that I have never seen. And my father said, what? He said, oh, the minister gave us 100 Ghana and he gave me 50. I said, no, I will not take it. That's not what I wanted. So the man was surprised. And he told my father that my father has raised a very honest.
Wow.
So when he heard my father told him about I've traveled to the US, he said, he always
It
knew
was
that I would
expected,
go back.
yeah. But what about the minister? Does he know you are here?
No, he doesn't. I don't think so.
He doesn't really know you that well. So
Now
yeah.
he knows my father knows him. His his uh his uncle is my father's friend.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. He's a very powerful minister.
Mm.
Very, very powerful. He's one of the longest serving ministers, cabinet ministers.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I mention his name now, you know.
All right. So let's talk about family and your job. Okay.
Yes.
You are happily married with 2 kids. You had a second one recently, right?
Yes, my second.
How old are they?
Oh, the first one is like 19 months, like a year and 9 months, and the second one is like a week, a
Wow.
week and 2 days. He was born last week Friday.
Oh wow. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
So how many kids are you expecting?
Oh, that one, yeah, I don't know, but for now, we want to focus on building our career and making
So
something to spend for.
yeah. So where did you meet your wife?
So we met at the church. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
I like to go to church. So there is this church that when I came, that is the church that I started fellowship in, New Life Church. And it's very interesting. I like morning service. So I don't know why I went for afternoon service. Yeah, and that time there was COVID, so it's like people say don't go to church or don't gather. But I felt like COVID shouldn't stop me from doing what I needed to do. So I went to church and then we met at church. It was like
So you are somebody who goes for the morning service, but one day you went for the afternoon service. You met
yeah. One
her.
day I decided to go for afternoon service. Even with the afternoon service that day, I was like I had an appointment with a friend, and I'm like, let me just. I don't even want to go to church. Let me go. Something is like just go to church, and I'm like, it's past time, the time that I used to. But I know that they have 2 services. I'm like, okay, it's just 1 hour 30 minutes. Let me go. Shower, put on my thing, and wore my nose mask, and then went. And apparently, she said she saw me before. Like she saw me at the church one day. She wanted to talk to me. It's COVID, so when you go to church, it's hard to have a
Talk to somebody.
conversation with you. And then, so I was sitting there, and then he came to ask if she could sit beside me. I said, okay. And then when she sat beside me, I'm like, let me take this girl's number and see what happened. And then I took the number, and the rest is.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
she has a Mexican root, right?
Yeah, she learned Hispanic through the in-law. One of the sister married Hispanic, and then the other sister, like they traveled. The father they traveled out of America to go to the Latin America and learn Hispanic.
Mm.
And even his uh, her father is a veteran.
Mm.
The father could speak Russian. Like
Oh, okay.
he was stationed in Germany,
Mm.
and then so the family is kind of gifted when it comes to knowledge book.
Oh, okay.
So they something I observed as something that maybe it will take me time to learn.
Mm-hmm.
The like her and the siblings, they are very
Mm.
easy to understand and learn
Mm.
things.
Mm.
Yeah.
I see. I see. So since you got married, have you been to Ghana? Or even before you got, since you came to the US actually, have you been to
No, no,
Ghana?
no, no. I've not been to Ghana.
Ah,
I'm still waiting.
okay.
Yeah.
When do you want to go to Ghana?
Uh, now
Mm.
the kids, uh,
Yeah, they are too young. Okay.
yeah, I want them to start talking. My first daughter, she starts talking, but it's
Mm.
not just one word, two word. I
Mm.
want them to
What's
start
her
with it.
name? What's her name?
Eliana,
Ellie. Eliana. Okay. And then the second one,
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh
I want
wow.
them to start talking so that I want to go
Mm.
and
Ha ha ha.
they interact with the family. They will keep that memory as a
Yeah.
child.
Ha ha
I
ha.
think some of the I have learned a lot being a child.
Mm.
There are some things that I can't say off air because of
Ha ha ha.
like observing how things
Exactly.
are the things people have said to
Mm.
me as a child. Those things stuck
Mm.
with
Wow.
me. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Mm. That's really amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So, in terms of your job, what do you do now?
I'm a research and statistical manager
Mm.
at the Arkansas Department of Health, where I
Mm.
do data management. 70% of my duty or job responsibility is data management, and 30% is like data manipulation and data analysis.
Mm.
So I'm in charge of uh, hospital discharge data, like when a patient checks in at the hospital and is released. I think it may be similar in your states.
Mm.
The state keeps uh, people's data.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I've received a job offer that I'm trying to see if I should take it or
Mm.
not.
Oh, okay.
That will give me uh, more
More money.
responsibility.
Okay.
Not
Money is
more
good.
more
Oh, okay.
responsibility in data analytics. So
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
yeah.
So you don't want to become a citizen because you have presidential ambitions, right?
It's
Do you still have the presidential ambition? Do you still want to be a leader in Ghana? Is this something you still want to do?
oh,
Or
of course.
you've
I believe if they take you today and remove Nanado and put you there, wouldn't you like it?
No, I am not interested in that.
No, no, no. It's
The way
not
I
a matter
think
of you
about
are you. What I'm saying is that if they take you, they remove Nanado and put you there, Shaibu, we all support and declare, be our leader today. You will accept it.
no, I will not
If,
accept it.
why not?
I'm not interested in that.
Oh,
The
no, no,
way
no, no. Why are you not interested?
because
If they
the way I see life, I just like my peace of mind. You know, I mean in my own life I've had to deal with a lot of things, and the way I see life now, you know, the more I'm away from chaos, the better for me. Like I don't any small thing that disrupts my state of mind, like like if you insult me right now, I will not even let you know you've insulted me. I'll just cut you off. That's how I am. Like I don't have time to say, "Oh, why do you insult me?" Or nah, I
so
don't. I just
as for
so
me,
Ghana
insult
politics, all those things.
insult
Nah, I don't.
doesn't insult doesn't
Mm.
I don't
Yeah,
I
if you
don't
insult me, I will not react. I'll just say, "Okay, fine. I'll leave you." I will not even say, "Why do you insult?" Nah, I don't have that kind of time anymore.
I don't
you know.
As for that, we will live. We live to see. We will see when we.
Yeah, but I
I'm,
can tell you now, I don't have any interest in all those political stuff, you know. Nah.
in general, I just like politics,
Mm,
and I still believe that
mm,
uh, it is because of bad politics that has brought a lot of, like, it is because of bad politics that is why we are today, even
where
in
we are,
America,
yeah.
wherever you go. So if good people are running away from holding political office, then every day things
Do,
will be bad.
do you know what I've learned from life? You see, the people that you try to fight for, they are even opposing you.
Of course.
So then why do you have to use more energy to fight for people who are not even seeing that you are fighting for them? They're actually fighting against you, even when you are fighting for them. So for me, I don't have that energy. No. Uh the reality is that one person cannot change everything. So in my own small way, if I see somebody going through a difficult time or somebody needing help, then what I can do, what I have, then I'll offer you to the person. So that's how I can help the world.
As we talk, I did my second master with with the University of Arkansas at Clinton School. You know,
Mm,
they have a center, uh, Emerging Analytics Center,
mm,
and what the center does is that they have built a virtual reality studio where you can, you know how you can be at one place and
yeah,
feel that you are at another place.
yeah.
And I've discussed, because I was a G, we were supposed to do some research on how virtual reality can
Mm,
affect marketing. And I brokered that meeting between that department and my professor then. The professor was like, "Oh, these people, we don't have money." I said, "Sir, just give me the go ahead." And I drafted the email, sent to the professor. "Look, I'm sending it to them." I said, "Okay." I sent to them. They said, "Oh, they can help us build a lab."
mm,
And I engaged the chairman over there because of what I have seen, because they have been
mm,
able to develop something for a museum. And I
yeah.
said, "Wow, in Ghana, we have Cape Coast, what is it, castle, that we can do a virtual reality museum for people that don't want to travel there physically, but
Mm,
can use the virtual reality headset and feel like they are moving around, climbing
yeah,
and watching the castle."
yeah.
And they did that for the Walton family. You know Walton, Walmart. They did
Mm,
that for the Walton because they have him. They did that for them. And the
mm.
thing is super crazy. The day I use this thing, Massa,
Yeah, you have a point. Yeah. So with all of this that we've talked about, let me ask you, American passport versus Ghana PhD. What will you
ah,
choose? What will you
Amer-
choose?
American passport and Ghana
Yeah.
PhD is a tricky debate that, if you are not careful, uh, you fall into one trap, and then
But
the other people.
you wrote about it.
Yeah, it's like, life is what it is. If you are in Ghana, if it is PhD that you want and you get your PhD, that is it. That is good for you. If it is a Dutch or an American passport, like you said, people, I came here before, some people, they have American passport. I have not gotten American passport. I'm married to an American wife. I am yet to get an American passport because I don't feel the need to get an American passport now. I am married to an American. My kids are American. They have American passport. I don't feel the need to get. I'm not pressured to get it. But
But the same way you are not interested in a Ghanaian PhD.
if maybe if I was in Ghana and there were some circumstances that surrounded I needed a PhD. Let's say when I graduated UCC and UCC called me and said, oh, because you are the first person in your family to have a master, to have an undergraduate degree, and the first person in your village to have we want to award you an accelerated PhD to come and do, you not pay. Do you think that I would have come here?
No, so
No,
let's say no, so let's say that is one offer, and then at the same time that UCC was offering you that, American embassy decided to offer you an American passport. What would you have chosen at the time?
what I'm trying to say is that
No, what would you have chosen at the
no,
time? Just
no,
tell me one.
let me make, what I'm trying to say is that if the conditions in Ghana were right,
No, so given the given the current
of
conditions.
course, of course, I'll take an American passport
Okay.
because of the
Yeah.
benefit that is
Exactly.
associated
Yeah.
with an American passport.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
I will take it
Yeah.
over
Because of the conditions. Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
to be honest, who will not take it? There are
Yeah.
people that they are struggling to get it. Even the Ghana passport we talk about, people are struggling to get it.
Yeah.
I got my Ghana passport as way out back in 2000 when I hit Accra. I had
Mm,
it. So
mm,
it's a matter of choice. Some people want to
yeah.
sell their property. I've been telling people, if you are coming to America, there are several ways to come to America and enjoy. You don't have to sell your properties and come to America
Mm,
because you want to come and live an American dream.
yeah. That's
I
a good
have
advice.
the brother that paid my plane ticket. He came to America. Somebody that is in Ghana. He came to America for the first time. Sometime I wasn't going shopping. He came to America, took me to Dillard and shopped for me to tell you that there is something in Ghana.
Mm,
He is loaded,
yeah.
but he doesn't have a PhD.
Mm,
He was not struggling to come.
mm. That makes sense. So you being the first person in your family or in your village to have a bachelor's degree and also a master's degree, like how does that make you feel?
Uh, I didn't really
Mm,
sit down to ponder about it recently
yeah.
until one of my cousins is with me that day was we were talking about
Mm,
things and he said, why am I talking like I haven't done anything? I may not have given people cash, but he made references to those things that made me sit down
mm,
just think
yeah.
about me. I'm not an award person. I'm not really interested in
Mm,
thinking too much about award, but even if I want to talk about it, the people that are around me may not understand.
mm, yeah.
They would if were to be in America, then I would have been getting some more awards like how the first
Yeah.
generation student they have scholarship and all those things like
Yeah.
people would have it. But if I should hold that conversation with other people, it would be like so.
Yeah.
But I appreciate life
Mm.
and I thank God and I thank my mom and dad for sacrificing for me.
Mm.
Without them,
Is your mom alive? Because I don't think
yeah,
I've heard the mom is
she,
alive. Okay.
yeah, she will be coming to visit me again. She
Mm.
came
Mm.
last 2 years when we had our first
Mm.
baby, and she came for my graduation.
Mm.
Yeah, so she'll be
Yeah,
coming.
I think I've seen your picture with a picture with you and your mom, and then maybe and your wife as well. I think, but
Yeah,
in the conversation, I didn't hear of your mom, so I was confused. I just
yeah,
remember
because
that I've actually seen her picture with you. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, my mom too taught me very.
Mm.
My mom actually made a statement. She was one that instigated all the cooking. It's like,
Mm.
oh, you have to cook. If you don't learn how to cook, who knows
Yeah.
who you marry in future? And I
Mm.
think listening to her advice
Mm.
and doing what I needed to do, I started cooking and
Mm.
I will come from UCC, go to the market, she'll buy me
Mm.
panla. Is it panla fish?
Mm.
She'll buy me panla. And interestingly, my dad who paid my tuition at UCC, my mom will pay my hostel fee. So they
Mm.
were
Mm. Okay, that's actually
was
good. Yeah.
divided.
Yeah. So, if there is a kid in a village in Ghana, let's say from your village, okay, and he or she doesn't see how he or she can, make something out of his or her life because of lack of opportunities, okay, what will you tell that kid? Given all that you've gone through, and when I started the introduction, I said you had to deal with a lot of challenges, and you had to overcome all of them and all of that. So what will you tell that kid? Do you think there is hope for that kid? And do you
Of
think
course.
anyone should give up? If something is not going well, do you think some people
No,
have to
no,
give
no, no,
up?
no. Giving up is not an option.
Mm,
You can't give up. You shouldn't give up. And
mm,
I think that the challenges are good.
mm,
Uh, when you are faced with challenges, you have to sit down and analyze those challenges.
mm,
If, for example, you are in a family that you don't have food to eat, why is it that you don't have food to eat? Is it that your father doesn't go to work or your mom doesn't go to work? And then when you sit down, you can say, okay, my parents don't go to work. As for me, I will go to work. That is where you have to start.
mm.
And when you start thinking that way, things uh,
Things
will
can
change.
change. Mm,
You think that way and you act.
mm,
You don't just think and not act. All the things that I've done or I've seen in the family that I don't like, or I've seen that, oh, there is no graduate, what would I do?
mm,
I thought of it. I decided to learn, and I decided to be obedient and follow. Sometimes it's very difficult to follow simple
mm,
and easy instruction. It's very difficult, but when you do that, it will help you. And some like some people don't like to follow instruction. Like one of my cousin, you know, his brothers didn't really have. So in the village, my father bought me a bicycle, and my village to Salaga is like 7 miles. So we had to go to Salaga every day. We go to school and come back. And I told the guy, I said, look, we were very, very close. He's a very, very good guy when it comes to soccer. Oh, as for soccer, oh my God, man, this
mm.
guy, his talent is wasted.
Wow.
But school could have helped him. I always told him, I said, look, I know class is boring. He himself, we talk. He said class is boring. He doesn't like to sit down and learn. But when it comes to soccer, the headmaster will look for him.
Mm,
So I will pick you because the bicycle is mine. Traditionally, the bicycle is mine. Because it's mine, you have to ride the bicycle. I have to sit down, sit on it and relax. That's how it works.
President.
Uh-huh. So he rides the bicycle, and then so when we go to school, I buy food for him.
Mm,
He's older than me. My father will give me my half housekeeping money, and then my money from making the shoes. So I always have money to spend. There is
mm,
no day when you go to Salaga, I don't have money. And like I told you, there was one man that I was connected to. After classes or after school close, I go to his shop and sit down. His, I can drink, take malt, Fanta,
mm,
you know. So I told the guy, I said, look, I'll be going to Accra, but that doesn't mean that it should stop schooling.
yeah.
I knew if my father took me to Accra, he would stop schooling. And when I left Accra, less than a week, he stopped schooling.
Wow.
But the headmaster, uh, I've forgotten his name, wanted to help him.
Mm,
And I spoke to the headmaster. I said, look, this is my cousin. The parent doesn't have.
Mm.
And as a condition, the headmaster said, when you come to school every day, come, I'll buy you lunch.
Mm.
And even when we go to school, he doesn't want to go. So I have to drag him to the headmaster's office.
Wow.
And there was a school tournament, soccer tournament, that they refused to field him. You know, we are coming from the Konkomba distance, so we have the Gunja and other people. They refused to field him. And our team, they were leading us by one goal. And we went, and I don't know how the headmaster saw me. He saw me and said, John, what is your brother? What is Mpibi? Mpibi. His name is Mpibi.
Mm.
And I saw he was here, he's gone to Bible. So go and look for. And the headmaster dragged him to the coach and said, put this guy inside. When they put him inside, he changed the game. The first one, he scored. And there was confusion because they said the ball had not crossed the line.
Mm.
And he said, okay. And the match was heated, getting maybe like the 70 minute or something. This guy right from the center, long shot. And the net was shaking. And then come and see, they raise him. And then he dribbled, and assisted, and somebody scored 2-1.
Wow.
That day, oh my God, gifts were pouring in. And I told you, I said, no, don't stop. You see, so such people, if you like, you are in a condition, you just have to think about it. What can you do to improve?
Yeah.
You face challenges, but those challenges shouldn't make you to stop your dream. You should pursue them.
So where is MPB right now?
Oh, he's in the village. The last time I saw him, that was 2013 when I went to the village. Yeah, I saw him 2017. Before I came here, I went to the village 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my final question to you is that in spite of all the things that you've had to deal with, what is that one thing that you are so proud of? I know you are proud of a lot of things because your story, man, is incredible. But what is that one thing that makes you really proud?
One thing that makes me really proud
Yeah.
is to be able to, like, to be able to help other people. There was a time I received a message from one girl. You know, she came here, and her parents are professors at, there's a university in Arkadelphia, in Arkansas. Her parents are professors there. So we went to a Ghana party. We met over there, and somebody introduced her to me that, oh, she's been looking for somebody to help her come to the Clinton School. Here am I. And then we started talking, and I was giving her some basic instruction, and she was not happy. Like I told you that simple instruction is very painful to take, and she was not happy. And I told her, if you want the scholarship, this is how you have to do it. And later on, she listened to me. She got admitted and received the scholarship, 50,000, and then went on, graduated from that program, and she's currently doing a PhD. So there was a time she sent me a message to just something that I forgot. She just reminded me.
Wow.
And I'm very grateful to serving and helping other people. And that is my greatest joy, to see other people do well, if I should put it.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. Yeah. And I know I said the last question, but let me ask you this. So the Clinton school Scholarship, is it like, do they offer it every year? Is it like a yearly thing?
Yeah, it's a yearly thing that
And
is being
how many students get it?
is two.
Two students, okay.
So two
Mm,
international students.
mm,
And it's I don't know, I think it's based on your resume and your extra curricular activities that are geared towards community development.
mm. Wow.
So, and I think that I got it because I worked at the Ministry of Gender. I
Mm.
prepared my resume in a very nice way, and that may have gotten,
Ah, wow.
yeah.
Thank you so much, John. Like, you have no idea. Like, I'm grateful for this conversation, and I wish you the best. I wish your family the best, and I hope we see each other soon because it's been so many years, right? It's been 8 years since we saw each other.
I think it's 9 years or so.
Yeah, it's been, yeah, 9 years actually. Yeah, 9 years. Yeah,
9 years.
since 2015. Yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah. Either I visit or you visit, but we'll think about that. And
When I make money out of this.
all right, thanks so much, and take
All
care of
right.
yourself. All
I
right,
appreciate. Thank you very much
thank
for
you
having
so much. All right, bye bye.
me. Bye.